It was a beautiful, sunny day. I was on my vacation, I was with my friends, and we were making some barbecue. And honestly, I had quite an interesting conversation stirred up between me and one of my friends. It was about NoFap. At that point, I had been on this thing for around 3 to 4 months, and we were literally arguing if that shit is actually healthy or not. You know, I was throwing out all of these benefits that I got, mind clarity, yada yada yada, and he was arguing with that with literally reading a blog post online telling you that if you're NoFap, your balls are not healthy. Anyways, some time passed, we had some food, some people drank some beer, and we ended up coming back home. It was around 10 p.m. now, and I got on my computer and I messaged my Fortnite duo if he actually wanted to play some Fortnite. And he said that he's going to be on in around 10 to 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I opened up YouTube and I wanted to see what was up on it. The thing that was quite interesting while we were having that conversation earlier that day was that both of our phones were right next to us. As I was scrolling down on YouTube, I saw quite an interesting video. On the thumbnail, it was this guy with a bathrobe. He had his chest hairs out and I was immediately intrigued by it. The title was quite interesting and it read literally, "Our men are weak." Something like that. I clicked on the video. And at that point, I was literally catapulted in this totally new world that I have never knew was out there. Every single word that this stranger was speaking to me made sense. He spoke about the weak discipline that men these days have, and he spoke about NoFap, about self-control, and he literally made arguments for it that I made that day. I was honestly quite scared because I knew that my fucking phone was listening to me the whole day, but the video was nice. It was a good recommendation. So I sent that video to that friend who I was debating with today. A couple of days pass, a couple of weeks pass, a couple of months pass. And in the meantime, I was dating this really nice girl. It was a beautiful relationship and she ended up breaking up with me. And I was there, a 14-year-old kid with his little broken heart, again on YouTube. But this time, I wasn't scrolling. In the search bar, I typed Hamza. The first video that popped up was his full guide on self-improvement. The next morning I woke up, I wrote my little goals down, I journaled that day, and I felt really productive. In a couple of days, I quit video games. I started meditating, and I didn't even know that that beautiful sunny day, that summer, would absolutely change my whole life. I started this channel, and in the next 365 days, I uploaded more than 370 videos. If you think I'm capping, you can go and check it out. And there I was. There I am. A 15-year-old kid who for the last year and a half gave his everything to self-improvement. But during those months, there was a feeling that creeped up on me. Something was missing. These habits became more shallower and shallower. The more I was doing them, the more repetitive they got, and the less benefits I saw in them. The more that I done them, the less intention I done them with. And then I learned a big lesson that I'm going to share with you right now. Self-improvement is great, but I wondered what was the next stage of it. What was better? What could make my life even better than self-improvement could ever make it? It was self-mastery. A concept that you have maybe never heard about yet. Because listen, I need to tell you another story. Around 2.5 years ago, I was 12 back then. And on a specific day, I was on PE. I stepped on one of those weight scales and the scale said 230 pounds. I literally looked like a bowl of fat and I felt deathly embarrassed. And from that point on, if we zoom back 8 months into the future, I lost 85 pounds. And it was because of not self-improvement, because of self-mastery. Self-mastery is about taking every single living moment out of your life and putting it into becoming the best at one thing. In the next 8 months, I lost that weight. And it was because I literally woke up, I went to school, and the second that my feet would touch my room when I was back home, I would research about nutrition, about calories, about carbs, about protein, about fats. I would watch all of these fitness influencers. I would literally read blog posts. I would watch documentaries about losing weight and about all of these things. I wanted that shit deeply. And because I wanted it that deeply, I've done everything in my power to get it. And I got that shit, man. Every single living second was spent on that one thing. And that is what self-mastery is. It's literally taking the habits that you have tried in self-improvement, like meditation, journaling, reading, and all of these things, and simply grouping them up so they can help you in a specific habit or in a specific group of habits, like 1 or 2 or 3, so you can actually become the best in those activities. You stop meditating just to get another day as a streak on your meditation. You stop journaling just to journal so you can write another day in it. And you start doing these things with deep intention. You focus and you think while you're doing them about what and what purpose do they serve in your life. This is self-mastery, and this is the next stage, the next chapter of self-improvement. When you group all of these habits and you focus on them, one thing that you deeply want. Just imagine if you can focus all of your attention in this one thing. But this is why it's so hard. Because you need to want that one thing more than you want anything else on this planet. And before you get that shit, you need to tell yourself that you cannot rest. That thing must become your purpose. And it will take you some time to get it. But once you do, your life will start to becoming, you will start literally to become so much more meaningful, so much more purposeful. You will enjoy every single living second out of your life, even though self-mastery is harder than self-improvement. You will enjoy that pain because you will know that there is that one thing that you want to get. Self-mastery is all about focus. Focusing on that 1 or 2 things and doing everything you can to get them. Do you remember those friends that I spoke about during this video? Well, it's hard for a man to change himself. You know, once I was younger, I used to despise this place. I didn't really like it. I hated the nature. It was always super boring. And when my parents and my grandparents would take me here, which is like my house, well, our house in the woods, like a vacation house, you can say, I used to hate my time being here. I despised the nature. It was so boring to me, you know? But this time and this thing right now, which I'm surrounded by, is really important for me. Self-mastery is all about literally picking one thing and deciding to go all in it, no matter what. And if you want to do that, you have to understand that you have to be different from other people. I'm gonna be honest to you, super transparent. I held multiple parties at this exact place that I'm filming in right now. And the last one was during the last New Year's. And at that point, you know, I had been on self-improvement, you can say self-improvement for a year, 2 years. I was different from these people. But this feeling of difference only like literally made itself concrete on that day. Because they were holding a party and for the whole night we listened to this disgusting music. People drank, people smoked. And I was there just observing. I saw what I didn't want to become like. And I made a hard decision. Since that party held, I haven't had any contact with any of those people.
It was hard because all of these people, my friends, some of them I met from literally since I was younger, like since I was 1, 2, 3 years old. I knew some of them. It was hard for me to differentiate and totally be alone in this whole new world.
Like I said, they ended up picking a different path. I had to separate myself away from them. Listen, self-mastery might look really good, but it's way more extreme than self-improvement. Because on self-improvement you can slack a little bit, you can do this, you can do that, you can reward yourself. But self-mastery is all about doing those things over and over and over and over again. Giving your attention and your focus every single day. You wake up to that thing until you get it. And for that, you need to be extremely, extremely extreme. Just remember that this shit is a lot more worth than self-improvement. And it's a much better way to get those goals that you have. Listen, this shit is, like I said, really hard. And if you would like to get some help, check out the first link down below. This is a little bit of a self-promo, but I genuinely think that I can help you with this thing. Got my Discord link down below, which is 100% free, and you can check it out. On the center of the screen you as well have one of those videos out of those 365 videos I made during the last year. Yeah, they did the reason, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'll not see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week. That shit became a habit. Peace.